All right. Hello, freshmen. As you can tell, I am not at school today. Otherwise, I would not be talking to you right now on a YouTube video. Um, all I'm doing right now is telling you what's going to happen today in class. I'm very sick, so I'm not there right now. But hopefully, fingers crossed, if my test results come back, I will not have to miss any more. Um, so we'll see. But for today, you've got a Google Classroom assignment. Mr. Hole in just a minute is going to let you guys get your Chromebooks so that you guys can get started on these things. Um, but when you open up the Google Classroom assignment, this is what it's going to look like, is exactly what's on my screen right now. All the directions and stuff are written right there for you, but I'm going to go ahead and go over it just so that I can make sure you understand what you're doing before you get into it today. So the very first thing that you're going to do, if you did not turn in your Lamb to the Slaughter questions on Friday when they were due, they need to be turned into the homework tray in the back of the classroom right now. So as soon as this video is over, you can go ahead and turn in your Lamb to the Slaughter analysis questions if you didn't do that on Friday. The next thing that you're going to do, it says right here, number 2. We started that sensory description paragraph in class on Friday. Some of you guys got pretty far, some of you guys weren't super far, but you're going to continue with that assignment here today in class on your Chromebooks on Google Classroom. So there's an assignment, which is the one that I'm pulling up right now so you can see it. You zoom in a little bit and make it bigger. So you're going to see at the top I've given you directions that really go into detail about what you're supposed to be doing, but essentially you're going to be typing your paragraph from Friday into the box at the bottom of the assignment. So you'll type exactly what you had. You'll check your spelling and your grammar, make sure that those are correct. If your paragraph is not at least 150 words long, you're going to want to add more descriptive detail so that you can hit that 150 word limit. I'm going to tell you right now, the example paragraph that I have on here for you is 264 words, and you can always check your word count by highlighting your words and then going up to Tools, Word Count, and then the word count will pop up on the screen and it'll tell you, okay, this is 264 words out of how many words are on the page. So you're shooting for 150 at least. If you're doing good description with all your senses, you should have 150 words at least in your paragraph. Once you've typed out your paragraph, you've made sure you've hit that 150 word limit, then you're going to highlight your sensory description in the following colors. So sight will be yellow, touch is going to be green, taste is blue, any sound is going to be orange, and smell is going to be pink. In order to highlight something on a Google Doc, you just take your cursor, you push and drag it, and then at the top you can hit, there's a button that says highlight color. You'll click on it and then you can choose whatever highlight color corresponds to the type of description you were doing. So you can see I pulled the example paragraph from Friday that I had showed you guys about the story about my sister pushing me in the pool. And I gave all of my description. I just cut off like the end part here. But you can see I've highlighted all my touch stuff, my touch senses in green, my sights in yellow. I only had a little bit of smell and a little bit of sound and taste. Those ones weren't as much, but I was really heavy on the sight and the touch description. So you'll want to highlight the same on your own paragraph based on what type of sense you're using to describe. And then you're going to underline the sentence in your paragraph that you believe has the best sensory description. So some of you guys kind of already did that on Friday. If your class period had time and you got that far. It might change though, because if you didn't hit the 150 word limit and you add more detail, you might find that there's another sentence that you liked better than the one that you originally had underlined on Friday. So our goal here again is just really good sensory description, trying to get as much sensory detail in there so that it feels like your reader's in your shoes and they understand exactly what it was like in that memory that you're describing. So that's goal number 1 today. Just getting your paragraph on there, highlighting the different senses, and underlining what you believe to be your best sentence. So you'll go back to the Google assignment, and then you'll see that the last thing you're going to do, Mr. Hull, in just a minute after you finish this video, he's going to allow you guys to get your 12 note cards from the note card box. The note card box is in the front of the room under the handout table. So it's right up there. You guys can just grab 12 note cards so that you can make your Unit 2 vocab note cards just like we did for Unit 1, except it's the next unit. So in your vocab book, you're going to flip to Unit 2, and then also on the assignment sheet here, I gave you guys that note card template. So like in case you happen to not be able to remember how am I supposed to make my note cards, or you don't have your Unit 1 note cards, you should still have them. But if you don't have them and you need them to figure out how to do the note cards this time around, I did give you the template again. So the template's on the Google Classroom assignment. You can see your front of your card again. You're just doing your term, your Greek and Latin roots there with what those things mean so that you can kind of better understand the word and its meaning. And then on the back side with the lines, you're going to write the definition. And again, you're doing that sentence that goes with the vocab word as the example sentence, but do not write that vocab word in the sentence because then your card is unusable, right? Because you've got the word on the back and you can't really use it to like quiz yourself and stuff like we do in class. So leave a blank space there where the vocab term is supposed to go. Okay? Once you finish all of your assignments, you finish, you're done. You've got your sensory description paragraph. You can hit submit. Mine doesn't look exactly like that on the screen because mine's the assignment that I'm giving you, but there will be a submit button. You can hit submit when you finish so that I know that you finished. The sensory description paragraph is due at the end of the period. The flashcards are due at the start of the period tomorrow. So if you finish your sensory description paragraph, you're welcome to hit submit on this and then start working on your Unit 2 note cards. That's fine. And then if you complete all of the assignments in class today and you, for whatever reason, you're just on the ball, you really finish and you've got time still, you're welcome to work on assignments for another class. Couple of things to note here that are important, especially if you guys, I know our house points are really close in the running right now. If all of your Chromebooks are turned into the Chromebook cart exactly the way they're supposed to be, so the numbers should be facing up, it shouldn't be upside down, they should all be plugged in with the right plug-in, they should be in the right spot. If they're all put in the cart the exact right way at the end of the period before you guys leave, Mr. Hull's going to check the Chromebook cart. And if they're all perfect, he's going to write on the sub sheet, they had their Chromebooks back perfectly, and you'll get 10 house points when I get back. If your class receives the best behavioral report from Mr. Hull, he says, this was the best class, they behaved, they focused, they did all their work, they weren't up moving around, being silly, doing all those ridiculous things, they will get 20 house points on top of the 10 already. So that's 30 house points up for grabs today, guys. As long as you're focused and working and doing what you're supposed to be doing, it could be 30 points higher by the time I get back. All right? If you have questions, just send me an email, or you can comment on Google Classroom and on the assignment, and I will respond. I'm going to be monitoring Google Classroom all day today from bed, but I will be paying attention. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to email me. All right. See you soon, guys. Have a good day.